Guys, in my life, I tell people all the time, there's only one thing in this world I've ever regretted, right? And that was giving this girl a hard time, my ex a hard time. And I'm making this video to just hopefully help somebody who can basically be going through the same thing because I made a big mistake. And I know I shouldn't be forgiven for what I did. If anything, she has the justification to hate me. And that was the time where I stalked my ex. And here's the full story. I would meet this girl, and basically, day one, we hit it off. And I don't believe in love at first sight now being an adult because I feel like after realizing the true definition of love, love at first sight is basically bullshit. And the reason I say the love at first sight is bullshit is because love is basically finding somebody in life that you are compatible with. And I don't feel like you should be in a dating phase. I feel like you should just be best friends with that person. And once you start dating, right, it's basically you're confirmed. It's confirmed. Like you're seeing how would they do romantically, or like should you two stay friends, or should you two actually move on to lovers? But regardless, right? When the true meaning of love that I discovered is the fact of just having that person where you can't stay mad at, where you're willing to where you're willing to give everything, and I do mean everything, because I feel like this: if you are not willing to give up your own life, you don't truly love that person. Because if it was your younger brother, or your younger sister, or your older brother, older sister, mother or father, and their life was in danger and you'll have to basically give up yours to save theirs, I think 99% of the people would just make that decision without a second thought. And that's what it means to be in love with to be in love with somebody, is the fact of that person who you won't be selfish towards, who you could trust who you could trust openly. And if they betray you or basically hurt you, you could forgive them if they're willing to change their ways. But anyways, let's get into it. I will meet this girl, and basically, like I said, we'll hit it off and we'll start dating. Her mother will find out, and I guess like her mother, I don't know, her mother was right, to say the least. No surprise, because she told her daughter, "Stay away from him." I don't know, something about him I don't like, and I overheard her say this. Right, I was like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. So basically, she would get grounded because her mother was like, "I'm doing this for your own good." She would get back with me behind her own mother's back. And this is the biggest mistake that I made. I didn't realize the fact that during this time, she was basically sneaking her way to date me. But no, still, I didn't realize it. And I was scared that she was going to leave me because my so-called friend was flirting with her right in front of me. And that motherfucker knew what the fuck he was doing. You know? It's like how, like the audacity that he had. And this was somebody who I should have cut off years ago. Like I should. Here's the thing: I don't condone violence, but I should have beaten the hell out of that guy. Like that dude is like Starscream to Megatron. And if you know how I feel, and if you was on my channel long enough, you should know that I made a video similar to like that, like what he did. And I should have dealt with him, right? I should have put fear in him. And that's the reason why I tell people, if my friends don't respect me, they're going to fear me. So I end up breaking up with her. And lo and behold, he dates her. Next day, guess what he's doing? "Oh, I'm dating your ex now. Ha ha. And guess what? She's gonna tase you. Ain't nothing you can do about it." Being a little fucking gremlin he is. Whew. I'm definitely gonna have to listen to A Boogie with the hoodie jungle after this. But still, they would start dating, and his sister was telling me that he was talking major shit behind my back, right? So, you know, he's the type of person where he throws rocks behind his hand. Guess what? I would tell his uncle what was going on because his uncle is very overprotective of him. They will basically be forced to break up, right? Now, backtrack just a little bit. One time I had a chance to kiss her, and I was scared because she looked like she wasn't interested, and I didn't want to make things socially awkward, right? So I didn't kiss her, and she told everybody in the complex that I was scared to kiss her. But going back to the current date, right? When they got back together, the first thing they did was kiss right in front of me. And she was like, and he walked away laughing and shit. I swear on my mama, I should slap the shit out that motherfucker. I'm gonna need a minute. All right, I'm back. Okay. And so basically saying that they will continue to date, and at this point, you know what, I was gonna leave them alone. And I forgot to add to mention to it was another girl who would have a crush on me, right? And I took one look at her and I was honestly disgusted by her. And I'm being genuinely honest. I don't date black women. I never really found black women attractive. So yeah, and the fact that she was all happy, like I don't know, like you could just say I was being a dick, right? Because I was just like honestly, just like I said, disgusted by her. Like I don't want to date you, you know. And I know some of y'all gonna be saying, "Oh, babe, if you upload a picture of yourself, you ain't the best looking bitch." I know I'm ugly, all right. So I don't give a shit. But still, they would break up, and guess what? He tries to come back to me, right? He was like, "Oh, how you been, man? Fuck that nigga." I was done with his ass. Is what I wish I did say. You know, it took some convincing from another girl who basically has been my guardian angel, and I have mad respect for her, and I will always be on her side, right? And to this day, Nevaeh, if you're watching this video, bro, please give me a way to link up with you, because you will always have my respect, right? But still, let's digress a little bit though. Basically saying she was telling me that all the things that he did to you, and I basically opened my eyes and I was like, dude, you're full of shit. And you know, I'll tell the dude the next day, I was like, nah, nigga, I don't want to be friends with you no more, because this shit, no, nigga, because like, why would I let this shit happen to me again? You know, at first, and I will admit, I was about to be a naive, dumbass nigga, but she saved me. And you know, I wish she would save me, because she saved me again, because she kept telling me over and over again, because I would try to get back with the girl. She kept telling me she does not like you. Just move on. There's another girl that likes you. Date her. But I didn't listen. And the girl made it clear that she didn't want me no more. My ex, right? And she would end up getting grounded because of me, because her mother didn't like me, like I said. And you know what? She will basically get ungrounded. And you know how people are. They talk, right? They will see the backstabbing ass bitch. Right? I'm not even gonna fucking say that punk ass nigga name. But still, they went up talking and he was like, oh, no. Oh, no, I don't like him. I can't stand him. I hope he, like, you know, she basically started saying some stuff. I don't know what the fuck she was saying. I seen her talking to him. And, you know, she come around me and just talking mad shit, right? Under her breath, saying, oh, he can't throw a football. Bitch, I am throwing a shorthand pass to a child. Why the fuck would somebody who is 6 foot tall, weighs at least 235 pounds, toss a football to a kid at full speed, with full strength? You know what? I digress, right? Because she kind of deserved that moment. Like, I'm not going to be mad at her, as much as it does piss me off, but still. So she would end up to go and date somebody else, but she was talking to him in my area because, you know, nobody really talked to me after that point, because the guy, the backstabbing friend, was very popular, and a lot of people just basically they stopped talking to me, and especially this one dude. I don't know if I should I'm gonna give him his own separate video, because that dude was fake since day one, right? But still, people would talk extremely loudly to hear, so you could hear what they're saying. She would basically say, we gotta take this by my area, because my annoying ass ex, who doesn't realize I don't like him, is still trying to get at me, right? So, I'll give her space. I started my senior year of high school, and thank God COVID shut down school, because, yeah, let's just say that I probably would not have been here in this very moment had it not been for COVID. The reason I'm saying is because I don't think I could have just taken it, Now everybody hates me, and I will have to go back to school, not having any friends, it's just, I don't think I could have dealt with it. And, I'll give her space, right? I'll try for another girl, but, I fail with talking to women. And she will hit me up on Thanksgiving. This time I was ecstatic, and we got back together, and I really, believe me when I tell you this, I wanted to make it up to her. I didn't want to be the guy who she hated. I wanted to show her I'm more of a man than what she got, right? She'll end up leaving me for another guy the next day. And I was hurt. I was more or less hurt of the fact that I couldn't redeem myself. And I was mad. I was like, the rest of my fall break, I think it was fall, the rest of the week I was just pissed. I was ready to fight somebody. And my mom, she would talk some sense to me, saying that you'll find somebody else. Don't let this get you down. I told her everything I did. She was like, okay, but still, you can undo it. You just have to move forward. So I told her in a very angry way, I don't want to be bothered by her again, and I would get what I want, or I'll get what I asked for, and not what I wanted. Because we'll talk. She'll try to talk to me 2 weeks later, and she had officially moved on because I blocked her on Facebook, and she realized that. And that was one of my biggest. That was one of my biggest regrets. Well, not really, but still, I would hate myself in that moment on because I could have had her again. I could have had the woman I loved. I was so in love with her, I couldn't let her go. And I wish I could say the story ended there, right? But it didn't. And this is the reason why I'm telling you all this story. I fell too much for her. And it would end up causing me to do something I would regret. Now, what was it, right? The complex mailbox is right in front of my apartment building, right? So I could basically see everybody who checks their mail. And you should be able to put two and two together. If you're not, I would end up stalking her. And the first time, I would kind of like, okay, so I would kind of not look out my window, but more or less stand like when my lights turned off, and I'll kind of just stand in a complete darkness, or like be in complete darkness while I watched her. And one time I would basically was acting, quote unquote, like I was putting up my blinds, but I was really just trying to look at her, but it wasn't her, it was her stepsister. And me and her stepsister never really, talked. To be honest with you, I think even prior to me stalking her, I think her stepsister even had that feeling like I don't fuck with you, right? I don't like you. Something about you I don't like, but still. She'll give me that look, and after that moment, it was just like, what the fuck am I doing, dog? And I'll think long and hard about it and be like, dude, what the fuck was I doing? Like, I should be embarrassed of myself, right? And so at this point, nobody talked to me in the complex. Everybody was basically told to stay out of my area. Don't go over here. If you do go over here, be extremely quiet. You don't want to draw his attention, right? And kids who didn't even know me was like, oh, we got to get out this area. Jacob lives here, right? And I'm just like, damn, dog. Right? So my area was basically dead silent. And one time I woke up out of my nap to hear some kids playing. I was like, wait a second. My area's normally not that loud. Like, what the fuck is going on? I thought like some kids like rumbling. I thought it was a party going on. Like, I was just being nosy. It was her and her family, and they caught me stalking her. And I'm like, no, dude, I was not stalking her. I swear. This moment, I was not stalking her, right? But you know what? They have every reason to be suspectful of me, because to be honest with you, after everything I did, why shouldn't they doubt what I'm saying, right? But I'm telling you, and I know, like, you listening to this, you probably be like, oh yeah, how do we know that you're telling the truth? You gotta believe me, I wasn't. I was just being nosy as hell to see what the hell was going on out there. But still, from that moment on, she would basically have to be quiet every time she came out to my area, right? An example of this, because the very next day, she was telling her friends to be quiet. Oh, you can't make a lot of noise to avoid me. And I heard her. I'm just like, I'm not stalking you. Like, yeah, I did at one point, but I was too obsessed with you. And this is the main takeaway from the story. Guys, from that moment on, every time she seen my face, she would get scared and immediately bolt off. And an example of this shit was when my sister asked me, "Oh, can you grab my my griddle off the patio?" Because she had a little table out there where she could basically cook in the sunrise. My sister, she really liked the sunrise and everything, and she liked cooking out there. Don't ask me, okay? I was playing Ace Combat, and for some reason, I was playing Ace Combat 7, the game that you're witnessing me play now. I know I'm in free play, but still. And I would basically say the top thing. I was like, "Get out of my airspace." I didn't even realize she was out there. And she immediately started bolting to basically get out of my area. I'm telling you, I was not stalking her, okay? But still, realizing what I have, and these years just basically not having anyone, and knowing that she's with somebody else, it's like, like people are telling me, "Oh, you should have moved on, yada yada yada. You're too obsessed with her." I will admit I am too obsessed with her, but it's because I don't have anybody. And I think back to the time when I did have somebody, but it's also bringing back a lot of pain and regret. But guys, if I'm telling you like this, please don't do what I did. Don't become so obsessed over somebody to where you start stalking them, to to where you start doing things, because I'm telling you, it's going to come with a lot of regret. It's going to come with a lot of shame. Like, just seeing her being afraid to just come in my area, I'm telling you, it's not a fun feeling. And another time, and I'm going to wrap this video up. One time I was bringing in bags, and her family and her was basically going somewhere, and some little black kid, girl, you know, I didn't too much like that girl. I'm being genuinely honest. If she was my age, I probably would have stopped the shit out of her. She talked a lot of shit, but still, she would tell her family like, "Oh, Jacob's out there. He's, you know, bringing in his bags," and you know, they go to block my view of her, and I'm just bringing in my bag. So you know, I just got like that stabbing sensation in my neck. You know, you get that survival instinct. And I just seen her family, well, not her, but I just seen her entire family just mean mugging me. And I was like, you know what? They have every right to do so, right? And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna just put the bags up in the house. You know, my mom was like, fine, we don't really need you out here anyways. But still, guys, take what I said. Please don't do what I did. I deeply, deeply regret what I did. And I don't think she has the rights to forgive me ever in her life. Knowing that she's with somebody else, it hurts. Knowing I can't find nobody else. And honestly, I don't want anybody else. I just want her. I don't think I can love somebody else the way I loved her. But still, don't do what I did. Please, for the love of God. Don't do what I did. Because the regret that comes with it is not. It's not easy to deal with. And honestly, some people say, oh, have you ever wanted to commit suicide? I'm not really much of a suicidal person, but still. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.